move. It's a gradual move. You don't just start playing D3 schools overnight in a conference per se. So it's a gradual thing. You have to, put yourself in a position from year one that you declare, and then it's about 2 to 3 years before you actually are in a Division III conference. So they have a chance to not only play a team like Gardner Webb, but they're probably going to play a lot of D3 schools.
Get a look at the Gardner Webb starting five. Samaro, Nicholas, Selden, Reed, and Dufial for the Rennet Bulldogs. Early on, they go into Kareem Reed, and it heads down to Bob Jones. I get a feeling we're going to see Gardner Webb give it to Reed a lot today with the size advantage.
There's no question about it, John. They want to get him going early. They ran a nice little high ball screen action at the top of the key, and they rolled Reed right down to the rim and got him the basketball.
Bob Jones, no stranger to playing Division I programs. They played Wofford earlier this season in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Lost that game 120-48, but an early triple goes down. William Snipes, the South Carolina native, hits it.
Yep, he's a catch-and-shoot guy. If you give him room, he can get it off, and most of the time it's going to go down.
First start of the season for Snipes, now 3 of 5 from distance. Selden looking to respond, flanks it, and it's Hughley corralling the miss.
That's a nice-looking jump shot right there by Selden. We had an open look, which was created off of that dribble drive from a ball screen on the opposite side.
Bob Jones 3-4 this season. They were 16-12 last year. Finished 5th place in the NCCAA D2 National Tournament. And a travel by Hughley gives it back to Gardner Webb. So you look at this program, for their level that they're at, they are a very high-level program.
Well, there's no question about it. They've done a really good job of getting better and building their program. And I think that they're going to be a nice addition and a tough out at the D3 level. There's some awfully good programs at the D3 level, and some of those guys, especially when they get D2 transfers down, are going to really elevate their program.
Talk about elevate. Anthony Selden can elevate.
You got the high-rise king himself with another highlight film dunk.
I think his highlight tape at Gardner Webb is at least 10 minutes long of dunks.
He's fun to watch.
He absolutely is, and it heads back to Gardner Webb, another Bob Jones turnover. Then look at William Snipes, who hit that early triple. He was a 1,400-point scorer at Dixie High School in South Carolina. Selden floats it for Reed, and he could not corral.
Well, some nice dribble handoff action at the top, followed by a ball screen, which is what got Reed to the rim, but that was a tough pass to catch, a little bit too much air underneath.
And it says a lot because Reed has a 7'6" wingspan, so if you're throwing it out of his reach, it's definitely a bit too far.
You need Superman's cape to go get that one.
Sims off the mark. Reed has the rebounds. Now Reed has a 5-inch height difference over Hughley, who's guarding him. The wingspan just makes the matchup even more of a mismatch. Nicholas, corner pop, flanks it, and it stays with Gardner Webb off the fingertips of Kenny Garrick.
You know, John, sometimes when you have a smaller guy guarding you, it is tougher than having someone who is your own size, simply because they will front the post if they do it correctly and sit on your front thighs, which makes it awfully difficult for you to move. So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Samaro straight away. Think that one was deflected. There is Reed on the inside positioning, and Gardner Webb has his first lead of the game. Bob Jones has not scored in over 2 minutes since knocking down that early three by Snipes. Here is Snipes. Lets it fly. Same spot, different results. And Nicholas will run with it. Nicholas lobs it. Dufial corral. Shot fake into the contact and gets it a fall.
Nice patience by Dufial. Good shot fake. He landed on two, playing off the 2 feet. Good finish underneath.
Coming off of a season-high 6-point performance. Also had 5 blocks against NC Central.
He's a very active player with long arms. Great wingspan.
You saw that wingspan in full display right there, but there was a foul on the body. And it is against Samaro, his first, team's first. And that sends Hayes Brush to the free throw line.
Well, Bob Jones running a motion-type offense with a little flow. into it, is what they call their offensive system. But they're also looking for a lot of cuts off of dribble drive action, meaning when the dribbler dribbles at you, normally that first cutter will make a basket cut and they give it to the second guy removed. But oftentimes I've seen in flow offense and dribble drive, they will also back cut the second cutter.
A couple changes for Gardner Webb, Lucas Stieber, and Adimade Badmus head on the floor for the Running Bulldogs. And yeah, that's something that interim head coach Dr. Tony Miller told us pregame. They want to get to the basket as well. They're going to shoot a lot of free throws. They lead their level of basketball in field goal percentage at 52%. Here is Nicholas. He's an efficient scorer as well.
DJ Nicholas, very patient, getting to a spot. That's a tough shot to make. A little tougher than it looks, but he does a great job of it.
And Sims plows through the contact. It's an offensive foul.
DJ Nicholas is doing what we call, or what some call, a two-way player. I've never really thought about two-way players in basketball because you've got to play defense.
That's your job, right?
That's part of the game.
That's part of the job description.
A little different in football.
Yes. Here's Selden. Wheels inside. Adimade Badmus, who has seen limited playing time this season. Just 2 minutes against NC Central. He lost it.
Well, right there, a little careless with the basketball. Bob Jones is going to play that gap in defense, so a little clingy right there, and they get their hands on the ball there. But I think for the most part, Gardner Webb is really trying.
Blood donors keep cancer patients like me fighting every day. Sign up now at thebloodconnection.org/donate.
DJ Nicholas, who's playing very well, comes off of a handoff. Does a little back to the basket, back you in, gets to a spot. Easy score over the defense.
He has really come on as of late, averaging just south of 11 points per game as he kicks it out to Stieber, who is on the sideline. But Nicholas, one of those transfers for Gardner Webb, but I think that was one of the big questions for them coming into this season. You lose 3 dynamic scorers from last year. You bring in a couple of transfers in Quest Aldridge and DQ Nicholas, and now it seems like Nicholas is kind of turning the corner.
Yes, and that's the purpose. One of the purposes for a game like this and a game like Carolina is to get these guys more familiar with what they're doing and also blending in with everybody else. That's not an easy thing to do when you come in from another team and you have guys on this particular team already that are key players.
Back and forth we go. Layup from Sims for the visitors. Then Badmus got one to go as well. See the pace that Bob Jones wants to play at. Whereas Hughley spins on Badmus.
You can see, John, they're playing through Hughley almost every possession.
He could shoot that shot, averaging over 15 points per game. Very efficient from the field as well, nearly 60% shooting.
Understands who he is and where he's most effective for himself and his team.
Samaro penetrates. Nice look. Badmus, the hop step. Can't get it to go. Stick back falls off the rim. And a whistle underneath, much to the frustration of the Bob Jones bench. And it goes against Steph Hughley.
Great job by Samaro on penetration there to create that scoring opportunity for Badmus. Great hands, because that was a tough pass to catch, and he just showed you a little bit of what he's capable of doing on the interior.
Here's another one of those transfers for Gardner Webb. Caleb Robinson, a former D2 guy from Catawba, coming off of a season-high 16-point performance against North Carolina Central. He, too, seems to be kind of figuring it out at the D1 level.
No question about it. You have DQ, you have Robertson, and you have a guy at Quest, Aldridge, and all three of those guys are still trying to figure it out, so to speak, and games like this are huge for them.
And both coaches kind of talked about the importance of a game like this. The C word is what they use, confidence, kind of for different reasons, but confidence was a major theme from both coaches.
No question about it.
Aldridge is the steal, and he's running. Numbers for the Bulldogs. Robinson to the basket, gets it to go. Running Bulldogs up by 6.
And Bulldogs are running down the floor against Bob Jones. I think Robinson might have got away with a walk there.
Here's Hughley, shot redirected by bad miss. Stieber has the miss. Robinson backs down on Garrick. Lefty hook, he draws the foul, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2 more. He's 2 for 2 already.
Yeah, there's your interior paint touch right there, out of transition, which is what Coach Kraft is really looking to work on and improve upon on his initial fast break. And I think Robinson is a guy, again, who can score in various ways. And as you see there, big example of him being really tough in the paint.
That's the first against Garrick, team's third of the first half. So 2 more free throws for Robinson, who is now 3 for 3. And if there's been one offensive deficiency so far this season, it's been his free throw shooting, just 58% from the line, but better today. It's hit all 3 attempts.
Well, no question, and he's got to get better at the line because he's going to get a lot of opportunities to score inside the painted area. So that's the area where guys get fouled with frequency.
Well, he's making him today 4 for 4 in the early goings. And changes for both teams. DQ Nicholas returns for Gardner Webb. And we see a little bit of pressure by the running Bulldogs.
Little 1-3-1 extended here by the running Bulldogs. If you come up, they make guys who are not good passers have to make a pass or have to make a play out of it.
Hughley has it knocked away, and Gardner Webb does exactly what they intended to. Selden chucks it into the crowd. There's a nice souvenir for some young students.
No question about it. Well, Gardner Webb is speeding the play up and the pace of Bob Jones, who wants to play primarily a half-court game.
Hughley backs down Quest Aldridge. Hughley comes up short, and Robinson is the rebound. Robinson accelerates. Robinson stops and finishes.
Robinson very aggressive in transition. That's one of the things that he's going to be able to do this year for the running Bulldogs is put immediate pressure on the other team's defense.
Garrick connects. Long 2-pointer goes for the sophomore from Covington, Georgia. Had a career game against Brevard last time out with 13 points. Nicholas splits through traffic. Tough finish for DQ.
Good patience by DQ there. Off of their early offense, to dribble handoff to ball screen on the wing. He gets the ball in the paint easily.
4 early points for Nicholas. He has double figures in 4 of his last 5 games. Long 3-pointer. Riddle clanks it. And there is the aforementioned Nicholas. Gardner Webb doubling up Bob Jones. Nicholas has 4. Give him 6 and a chance for 7.
Very heady player is Nicholas. He came off of that ball screen, didn't really use it, but the defensive player thought he was going to use it. That allowed, they went to bed early, I assume, and look like they're ready to play.
Yeah, final game for Gardner Webb before a nice little hiatus. They don't play again until December 29th when they take on Charleston Southern to open conference play. Something else that Tim Kraft told us, he likes these types of games or bye games on the other end of things, where they have to go to a big-time program as the final game before conference play.
And there's no question about it. You know that some guys, just from a humanistic standpoint, are going to have one foot out the door looking forward to Christmas and the presents under the tree. So they're focused. That's the main job of a coach at this time of the year, to keep the guys focused. When you play a better team, it automatically raises the level of focus. When you play a team that, hey, they could beat you, then that could be a problem. But right now, I don't think they're going to have to worry about, Bob Jones, and no disrespect for them, because they should beat them.
Right, and a good layup goes for Selden to make it a 14-point game. Step back jumper, Brunson missed everything. Aldridge has the rebounds. Selden steps into an open triple. Well off the mark. Here is Brunson.
Well, people understand what a really good ball handler Selden is. Off the dribble scorer at the rim and in the paint. So he's really got to open up those opportunities by making some jump shots. And I think this is where he can work on that.
Yeah, just 27% from beyond the arc. But like you said, he can get to the basket. Here is Aldridge. Transition pop. halfway home. Reed skies for the rebound, and he is fouled. And you saw that 7'6" wingspan in full display on that rebound.
Without question, he gets his hands on a lot of basketballs and carries them coming off the rim. Quest Aldridge is a good shooter, as Coach Kraft talked about, but really struggling right now. You can see the ball is hitting the rim and almost to the point where it's down and out. So he's trying to get his confidence going.
He was over for last game as a nice feed to Reed, and he lays it in.
Very unselfish play right there by Quest Aldridge with a nice bounce pass into Reed.
Aldridge, one of those guys making that transition from D2 to D1. But Tim Kraft said these are the types of games that can build confidence. And he looked back to the Carolina University game. Gardner Webb scored 120 points in that game. And he said that if it wasn't for that performance, he doesn't know if they would have won the NC Central game and scored 72 points.
There's an old saying, see the three, be the three. See the shot go in, see the shot go in. Critical.
And Gardner Webb on the heels of a dramatic win, 72-70 over NC Central on Saturday. As Brunson wheels inside, somehow kicks it out. Corner pop goes. Lincoln Riddle in rhythm.
Nice job there on paint penetration. Kept his balance, kicked it out for a nice three. And this is one of the things that Bob Jones was talking about earlier is they want to get the ball to the paint. Obviously won't be able to score over a taller and athletic Gardner Webb team, but can certainly make plays for guys on the perimeter.
Kareem Reed comes off. Gardner Webb up by 11. In this Education Day game, third meeting between these two programs. Gardner Webb 2-0. As Aldridge steps back from the corner and connects. That's what he can do, Jerry.
That's beautiful. Beautiful, John. He took his time. Great shot fake. Got the defender in the air. A little step back to create space. Knocks it down.
There's Garrick's attempt off the mark. And Nicholas has the rebound. That made three by Aldridge. Gardner Webb's first made three-pointer today. Aldridge wants more, and he clanks it. Selden finds Samaro midway through the shot clock. Aldridge lost it. Here comes Pouncey. To Status Pouncey has his pocket picked, and it was off his leg. It heads down to Gardner Webb. Here comes Brian Sims. He replaces Pouncey. And Leon Williams just entered for Gardner Webb. He's in limited time this season, did not play against North Carolina Central. I know he's someone that you're pretty high on, though.
Yeah, and he's going to play a lot of guys. This is a chance for Williams to really get hit and get himself going. He's been injured, so this is a critical game for him as well.
Yeah, played solid minutes last season as Samaro wheels inside. There is Williams in the putback, doesn't go, and Dufial is fouled. He will shoot two.
Dufial very active on the glass. That's where he can be a difference maker. One of the areas that he can be a difference maker on the offensive end.
Ludovic Dufial, native of Martinique. The foul was on Harris, his first team sixth. But Dufial started playing basketball at the age of 7. He was inspired by his dad, who played the game as well. And Dufial wants to continue in the basketball world. He wants to be a coach after graduating, following your footsteps.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a guy that seems to pick things up and understands the game, and I think he'll do very well at it.
He's a sport education major here at Gardner Webb, and he splits the pair. After the made free throw, he'll come off. He's replaced by Dimity Badness.
Coach Kraft getting great rotations and people in and out of the game.
Gardner Webb doubling up Bob Jones. The Bruins out of the NCCAA, currently a provisional member of NCAA Division III. Circus shot goes for Trevor Brunson.
Badly needed by Bob Jones there. That's one of those where you throw it up and you hope it goes in over a taller defender like Badness.
That's a holiday miracle right there, using the glass. But Brunson, he can fill it up. 3 double-figure games this season after not having any last year as he hits in the free throw, but scored over 2,000 career points in high school at Faith Christian, the all-time leading scorer for that program. Williams from the corner. And it's Bob Jones basketball.
A good shot out of transition by Williams. He just couldn't get it to go down. But those are the types of shots that the running Bulldogs are looking to get in transition, early offense.
Gardner Webb just 1 of 8 from beyond the arc to start this game. Inside of 8 minutes to go in the first half. Gardner Webb up by 12. And a bit of a miscommunication. Numbers, Williams, nice look. Nicholas routine.
Nice pass. Nice job in transition by Williams. A little dump off pass, 2-on-1 situation.
And Brunson is fouled, which will bring us to the under 8 media timeout. Gardner Webb shooting 59% from the field, up by.
And finds players and puts them in a great position to score. He has done an excellent job here for the running Bulldogs.
It's the holiday season, so they're stocking stuffers. Well, he's a stat stuffer. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in the first half so far for DQ Nicholas. And a whistle keeps it right here with Bob Jones. A guy who does a little bit of everything for the running Bulldogs. Sims spins inside, and Sims is fouled in his explosion to the cup.
Well, you look at a guy like Leon Williams who's coming off of injury. He is a guy that Coach Kraft feels that can really help them as a scorer coming off the bench. And he's also big enough and strong enough to be able to guard about 3 positions on the floor.
It's just his 6th appearance of the season for Leon Williams as Sims knocks down the first. Now, Brian Sims is a phenomenal story. This is his 3rd college, his 1st season at Bob Jones. Last year was at Division II Lee's McRae. There he was on the basketball team, and he was also an All-American for the track and field team in the 4x400 meter dash. Also an academic All-American with a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah, they think that they can really use his athleticism, in particular his quickness. He really gets the ball down the floor at a fast pace. Also, he's one of their better defenders. Moves his feet in a big way.
There he is. You can see 21, top of your screen. Wheels ahead. Brunson again sticks it in. Difficult layup. That's his 2nd tough one he's made.
Brunson's able to make some tough shots like that, John. He is because of his length. He has some really long arms to be able to finish at the rim.
And is able to redirect the shot of Robinson. Hughley. Bob Jones can make this a single-digit game. Sims finds Hughley. Layup, no. Hughley follows it. And he rips it free into Badness, and he is fouled.
Well, that is a big-time hustle play by Hughley. 50-50 balls. He's fighting them 1 and 2 consecutively underneath the rim against the bigger Badness. Big confidence builder for him as well. You know, to only be 11 down, you know, against a Gardner Webb team that's very good. So this is a game, again, going back to what their coach is looking for. Gives them a lot of confidence.
Hughley can fill it up as well. 15 points per game, 76% from the stripe. He was actually high school teammates with Henry Blair down in Georgia, and he hits them both. So we are down to a single-digit basketball game. 6:28 to go in the first half.
Well, he's got to line back his body. You could play a little football for the Panthers.
Hey, they can use all the help they can get, right? Stieber, transfer from UW Green Bay. Gardner Webb was portal heavy this offseason. Stieber with 8 to shoot. Nicholas eyes one up. And off the mark, Reed the follow. How about a second chance for him? Does not go. A loose ball foul against Selden.
Gardner Webb on that possession being very patient offensively with a lot of dribble drive action and handoffs to get inside the paint.
And a 1-1 coming for Brunson. first foul against Selden. Brunson up to 6 points now.
Selden in that possession did not have good position in trying to get the offensive rebound and just simply came over the top. Probably should have let it go.
Gardner Webb led by as many as 15. It is now down to just a 7-point ball game. Robinson drives on Brush, gets two defenders in the air, slips it for Reed. There's two more for the Runner Bulldogs.
So Robinson plays with his eyes up. He's got eyes in the back of his head. Just an excellent pass to Reed down low. Great awareness on Robinson's part.
Brunson pinned off the glass by Reed. One of the best shot blockers in the Big South. Now gets it done to the offensive end. Muscles through Brush.
Transition paint touch right there. Great finish by Reed.
4-0 run by Gardner Webb, courtesy of Reed. The two buckets and the emphatic denial. Bob Jones looking to hang in there against a D1 opponent in Gardner Webb. Sims, contested jumper off the mark. There's that man Hughley once again. His shot blocked by Reed. It's a second block for Kareem Reed. Reed backs down Brunson. Double comes. Stieber accelerates up and under. Lost it, and he's fouled.
Well, that time defensively, John, Bob Jones brought a second defender over to trap on the post when Reed caught the ball. They know that they can't handle him in a one-on-one situation, so that's very smart of them to get the ball out of his hands.
Reed 8 points, 4 or 5 from the field. Also has 5 rebounds. As Stieber cans the first. Gardner Webb 28 points in the paint out of the 36 points they've scored. Now 37.
Well, some nights your threes aren't going to go down with regularity. So this is a game and a situation where you can work on your offensive paint touches and getting it in different ways. Off the dribble, post pass.
Six-0 run for Gardner Webb over the last minute 20. Garrick, contested jumper, tough shot goes. Bob Jones has hit some really difficult shots.
Yeah, one of the shots that they've hit with a hand in their face.
Reed again inside, has missed just once. The footwork and the finish for the big man.
Impeccable footwork by Reed in the low post. Very patient, took what the defense gave him. That time he caught the ball in the front of the rim. Awfully difficult to trap in that situation.
The senior from Queens has really developed a nice offensive game inside. Another contested jumper goes, and the foul. A chance at a 4-point play for Kenny Garrick.
Well, maybe that's the key for Bob Jones, is to hit every shot that is highly contested by the running Bulldogs defense.
They want to be Presbyterian, so this is par for the course for them. They're unfazed against these D1 programs.
Well, no question about it. They have a lot of similarity in games like this, so and they're really doing it to their advantage because they want to gain confidence from it.
Kenny Garrick converts on the 4-point play. Out of the immediate timeout. Up top for Selden. High riser.
A beautiful pass out of transition to a guy who can finish at the top of the rim if necessary.
I think if there was a dunk contest in the Big South, Selden would be my pick to win it.
Well, Selden is a guy who I would pay the price of admission in a dunk contest.
Sims able to draw the foul. Here's a look back.
That's what DQ Nicholas brings to the table, John. Is his ability to play with his eyes up, a willing passer, makes everybody around him better.
On the 1-and-1, Sims hits in the first. Jerry, was that you back in the day, putting home alley-oops?
Yeah, if I had a couple steps to use, I would finish like Selden did, but other than that, below the rim.
Sims knocks them both down. I would love to see Selden in a dunk contest. I know there's a college dunk contest at the end of every season. He should be in it.
Yeah, I think he would do well.
Slip pass knocked away by Sims and one back by Nicholas, but a foul. And it's against Nicholas, so more free throws coming for Bob Jones as they have a chance to continue to cut into this deficit.
Right now, running Bulldogs being a little careless with the ball, and sometimes, when you know that you're pretty much going to be in control of the outcome of the game when it's over, you have a tendency to play a little more relaxed and try some things, but I'm sure they will clean those up and come back out in the second half and play a lot of the starters more minutes than they have in the first half.
Each team with 8 turnovers in this first half. Sims splits the pair. Now 6 points for the ultra-athletic Brian Sims, the grad student from Alabama. 8-point ball game inside of 3 minutes in this first half. A packed house on this Education Day game. It has been a raucous atmosphere. Here is Reed, who has had little resistance getting inside. 10 points already. That time can't finish. Robinson to follow.
So right there, Gardner Webb went right back to the zipper action and a high post feed for Reed in front of the rim, which again takes away the double team.
And an illegal screen. It goes against Hayes Brush, gives it back to Gardner Webb, who has hit 5 of their last 6. So what can Bob Jones do, if anything, to limit what Gardner Webb's trying to do with Reed inside?
Well, you can change defenses. You can go to a 2-3 zone, maybe even a 1-2-2 to try to have more help in the back. And he's got to reposition, and Gardner Webb has to perhaps run some different things to get him the basketball. Just change the pace, change the look.
Nice lob inside. Negating the front from Hughley. 2 more for Reed.
They're like the Green Bay Packers and Vince Lombardi. They got to run it and run it and run it until you stop it.
So far, Bob Jones, no answer. Inside, tough layup falls for Brian Sims. He has 8.
Nice looking dribble drive by Sims and a finish at the rim for Bob Jones.
You can see his speed on full display. He is a quick guy out there. The All-American at the D2 level. Stieber is fouled, and he'll shoot a pair.
Yeah, he's dangerous. Speed is dangerous, and they're certainly finding ways to use his speed to their advantage. And when they start to play in the conference, he's going to be a hard guy to guard.
He was a standout in basketball, track and fields, lacrosse, and the marching band back in high school.
He's one heck of an athlete.
He is, and a tremendous student as well. 4.0 GPA last year as an academic All-American. As Stieber comes up short in the free throw.
Well, you love those guys.
The definition of a student athlete. Started his college career at Clayton State down in Georgia, then leaves McRae, and now at Bob Jones as Stieber knocks down the second. Brunson able to break through the three-quarter court pressure. And I think he thought the official was his teammate.
Yeah, Brunson's really crafty with the basketball, but I think that at this level, the length, the speed, and athleticism catches up with him.
Sophomore from Georgia. Spin inside, Robinson fouls. And Robinson back to the free throw line. Neither side has had any trouble getting to the charity stripe. This will be Gardner Webb's 12th and 13th free throws. Bob Jones has 14 foul shot attempts.
Well, I think, John, because both teams are trying on almost every possession to get the ball in the paint, that puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and also the rebounds coming off. And often Gardner Webb's getting second opportunities down here. And a lot of fouls created on second shot opportunities.
And the free throw numbers, that'll make interim head coach Dr. Tony Miller of Bob Jones pretty happy. He told us pregame he wants to get to the basket, wants to draw fouls, and get to the free throw line.
And they've, thus far, accomplishing those things.
Dr. Tony Miller serving as the interim. The normal head coach Burton Uwaro currently on a temporary leave of absence with an injury. We send our absolute best to Coach U.
Here's the dribble drive action again there, John, getting into the paint area and putting a lot of pressure on the Gardner Webb defenders at the rim.
And there is the interim head coach, Dr. Tony Miller. He's a Bob Jones alum, doctorate in sports management, and he's the interim with head coach Burton Uwaro on a temporary leave of absence due to injury.
Yep, this is an opportunity for him also to get some coaching experience and being the guy in that one seat over to the left. That is a big difference once you start to sit there on a consistent basis.
And the fact that he's a Bob Jones alumnus, that's a theme with this coaching staff. The majority, including head coach Burton Uwaro, Bob Jones alums.
Well, I think that's great that guys who are alums are getting an opportunity and cutting their teeth in the coaching profession, and it just shows tremendous loyalty by the university and its administration.
Reed gets the layup to go. Back to an 11-point game inside the final minute of this first half. Bob Jones has done enough to keep things interesting against a D1 opponent in Gardner Webb.
Well, right now, Gardner Webb's defense is forcing Bob Jones to run their half-court offense about 35 feet from the basket.
Reed knocks it away. Gardner Webb can hold for one if they want to. Feed to Selden. Muscles to the basket. Falls off the rim. And Nicholas is there for the miss. 2-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. And Robinson has his pocket picked. 4-on-1 for Bob Jones. Tough take, no. And now Gardner Webb can hold for the final shot. Point guard Kareem Reed unsuccessful. Buzzer beater, Hughley, too strong. And we will head to halftime. Gardner Webb, a 49-38 advantage. The running Bulldogs shoot 57%, but Bob Jones' ability to get to the line
to turn off the defense on that end.
The size difference, another major reason for the rebound disparity. You look at the post player for Bob Jones. Their lone forward is Steph Hughley. He is 6'4". Gardner Webb with 4 players in the court who are 6'4" or taller right now.
Steph Hughley has been challenged today.
Bob Jones starts with the basketball to begin this second half. A tough jumper falls off for William Snipes, who has missed everything since his opening three-pointer.
Snipes is really struggling today inside the arc, but he's a very capable scorer.
Selden spins, draws the foul, and he will shoot 2. And the trend continues. Gardner Webb getting the basket.
Nice action coming out of to start the second half offensively. Coach Crabb coming out of that timeout and dead ball situation to design a play for Selden to get in the paint.
So 2 free throws for Anthony Selden in his first year as a starter. He's normally reliable from the stripe, 83%, but he's 0 for 1 after that miss.
Sometimes after a miss, John, it can get in your head a little bit, and you might miss that first one. But, he's a guy that's going to make the majority of his free throws.
Yeah, was a key player off the bench the last 2 seasons. Now a starter, 6'6", tremendous athlete, comes from a great basketball family. His brother Wayne, a star at Kansas, played in the NBA, now plays in Turkey. Hughley floats around Reed, and Reed rips down the rebound. He's on double-double watch, 14.6 rebounds for Reed.
Little 2-man game there with Hughley. Gets himself in the scoring area where he's really efficient.
Give Reed 16 points, and he's 8 of 10 from the field.
Nice little lob play into Reed. Again, Gardner Webb coming out and establishing themselves inside immediately to start the second half.
Reed with that 7'6" wingspan. If you're a guard, you could probably say, I'm just going to throw it up somewhere, and he'll come down with it.
I'm sure that Hughley's going to sleep real well tonight after his challenges inside the paint against Reed.
He might need an ice bath after this one. Final non-conference game for Gardner Webb before conference play. Dufiel draws the foul, wave off the basket. It's a block against William Snipes. That is his first, team's third in the early goings of this half. Pardon me, team second of the second half. Reed Backs down. Nice bounce pass. Selden, uncontested layup, falls through.
Nice job, execution by the running Bulldogs. Get the ball inside. Very unselfish pass to Selden for that basket there by Reed.
Gardner Webb up by 16. Largest lead of the game. And an offensive foul. It's against Hughley. So we bring it back to Gardner Webb.
I think what you'll see here early in the second half is Gardner Webb pulling away and really extending the score of Bob Jones, because the size, the athleticism, the execution, and what they're running in the half-court area.
Dufial muscles to the basket. He will shoot 2 more. And you do see that sometimes in games like this, Division I against other non-NCAA or Division III or II teams, where the D1 team might be only up by a little bit, but in the first few minutes of the second half, they kind of pull away. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think the skill set, the level of skill sets that you're playing against, the athleticism, probably a lot has to do with playing against larger players, and you just wear people down. And you might be able to stay within striking distance, a 3-possession or 4-possession game by halftime, but I think for the most part, they're going to establish themselves a better team in the second half.
An 18-point lead now after the 2 free throws go. Dylan Harris just re-entered. He played 6 minutes in that first half. The freshman from Lexington, South Carolina. Sims works around and is fouled. It is Selden. A perplexed look on his face. And 2 free throws coming.
Well, because I think there may have been a concerted effort to reestablish the perimeter defense against the shooters of Bob Jones. It's forced Bob Jones to try to get the ball to the paint once again to score, because there's no good looks from the outside.
Sims off the mark of the free throw. Now 6 of 9 from the stripe as Reed comes off and Lucas Stieber replaces him.
Lucas Stieber, excellent passer, always looking to find the open guy, plays with his head up, eyes open. Really good player, really good addition to Gardner Webb.
And a high basketball IQ, because it runs in the family. His grandpa is Dick Bennett, his uncle is Tony Bennett. I think he's learned a thing or two about basketball along the way with those two.
I'll tell you what, those are good bloodlines, and those are guys who most people would be smart to learn from. And
yes.
He's done that.
Yeah, runs in the family for Mr. Stieber, the transfer from Green Bay. Entry feed into the hands of Dufial. Another Bob Jones turnover. Here is Stieber. And his pass knocked away and kept in bounds momentarily. It stays with Gardner Webb. Dibade Badmus back on for the run at Bulldogs. Off goes Ludovic Dufiel. And Trevor Brunson heads on for Bob Jones. Brunson 7 points in that first half. He hit a couple of very difficult shots.
Yeah, they're looking for him to do more of that in the second half.
He's only a sophomore, but has already been far more productive this year than last year. Badmus can't stick the layup. Bob Jones needs something to keep things interesting. Nice lift from Sims to an open brush for 2.
Well, there's the effect of Sims in transition, open floor. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Someone has to come up and take the ball. Nice little dump-off pass to finish inside.
The first thing that Coach Dr. Tony Miller said to us pregame about Sims is he gets up and down the floor quickly.
Prime example right there. Puts a lot of pressure on your transition defense.
7 to shoot. Nichols, eyes went up. Gardner Webb was ice cold from distance in the first half, just 1 of 9, and the hit went early here in the second.
Nice job by Gardner Webb. Really good scoring pass there. DJ Nicholas knocks it down from behind the arc.
Just the second made 3-pointer of the game for Gardner Webb. West Aldridge has one. DQ Nicholas now has one. Jumper off the mark. Badmus on the rebound. Largest lead of the game for Gardner Webb. Nicholas slices through traffic. Here comes Hughley. Wants the back down, and Stieber calls for the clear out. Bob Jones has lost its last 3 games. They've allowed at least 91 points in all 3 of those. Shot blocked by off of Sims. Here comes Samaro, who has yet to score. Looking to change that. Wide open. Cash. 22-point lead.
Athleticism and speed. Right here you see him getting involved with a high ball screen to try to get him in the paint. Selden does a good job of getting over the top to get his hands on the ball for a steal.
Another steal for Gardner. Webb, Stieber, and 1.
The hoop and the hard for number 13, Lucas Stieber.
And that brings us to another media timeout. Gardner Webb continues.
No question about it. Coach Kraft doing what all great coaches do, using this game to get a better feel for his team, to get a better pulse on the new additions, and also different combinations, experimenting with them to see how well they play together.
And it's one final tune-up before conference play, and that's when things get real. They open things up against Charleston Southern at the 29. This press has been relentless, but this time Bob Jones able to break it.
Bob Jones doing an excellent job of breaking a very aggressive press by the Gardner Webb Bulldogs.
He's brushing a legal screen. Actually, they're going to change it. I'm going to say that Robinson was the one who committed the foul. It's against Gardner Webb's Caleb Robinson.
Robinson a little aggressive right there on the ball screen defensively.
That is the second, and Robinson's second against Gardner Webb this half. Brunson thought about it.
John Brunson usually in a situation where he can get a shot off, but because of the athleticism difference, making it real tough for him to have any open looks today from behind the arc.
Brunson 2 of 5 shooting, does have 7 points. As Badmus backs down. Badmus the spin. Badmus underneath is fouled.
Boy, Badmus is a load down there. When he catches it near the low post area, he does a nice job of being patient, backs him in with a crab dribble. Might have to bring a double team to get the ball out of his hands.
And he was moving Dylan Harris, and all that Harris could do to prevent the layup was foul him. So 2 free throws coming for Adimade Badmus, native of Massachusetts.
Well, he's got the glutes to make it awfully tough to get around him.
That is for sure. He misses in the free throw. Now just 3 of 10 from the strength this year. Scoreless against North Carolina Central, but did have a big game against Carolina University. Scored 14 points, 8 rebounds. As he hits his first free throw of the game, now 3 points today. Brunson is bumped by Badmus, and it goes against Adimade. It's a personal, and that sends Brunson to the free throw line for a pair. That's already the third on Badmus, team's third.
Well, John, Brunson is a gamer. You know, things may not look real fluid or smooth today, and that's because of the different levels of athleticism. But I can assure you, in conference play, he will be a problem.
And Dr. Tony Miller told us pregame that the big shot that he hit last year in the regional tournament, he hit that to win it. Gave him a ton of confidence, and you've seen that this season already. 3 games in double figures, and the doorstep of that today after not having any double-figure games a season ago.
Without question, John, he is not scared. He's a gamer.
Scored over 2,000 points at Faith Christian. He's a North Carolina native. Playing back in his home state. As Stieber comes off the screen. Can't buy it on the follow. It is Badmus again, just using that size. Gardner Webb up by 26. Comfortable game so far. Tough turnaround doesn't fall. But you look at this running Bulldog team, 7 losses in the season. 5 of them have been by 2 possessions or less. As Samaro is halfway home on the 3 ball and a foul underneath. But that win against NC Central, a close game. They finally get a close win. It had to feel good for this team.
Well, no question about it, because they played a lot of close games. But I think they understood that a bucket here, a free throw here was the difference between winning and losing those games. So when you look at it from a progressive standpoint, where are we? Those are correctable and things that you can change, which they have started to do.
And they lost to the buzzer to open the season against a very solid Colorado State team. Oh, here comes Robinson. He has hops. Robinson, the rim rocker.
Well, he's a fun guy to watch. Between Robinson and Selman, they've worked the price of admission without question.
Absolutely. They can fly in this team. Nearly another steal. Stever tosses ahead. And a foul before the breakout.
Nice save here by Stever. Gets the ball to have a chance to win.
And Carolina might not be the team that we thought they'd be. At that point, they were ranked #1 in the country. But nonetheless, they're still one of the best teams in the country. And Gardner Webb wire for wire with the Tar Heels. Out of the timeout, it's Sims with the basketball. Bob Jones down by 28. This was just an 11-point game at halftime. Five seconds to shoot. A precarious situation. Pouncey. Tough shot, no. The follow is off the rim, courtesy of Dylan Harris.
Gardner Webb making every shot a tough shot, whether it's on the perimeter or at the rim for Bob Jones.
Stever slips it. Reed unsuccessful in the first go. He is triple teamed and he is fouled. He is a load down there for Bob Jones to try to slow down.
No question about it. You got to bring your lunch pail when you guard Reed in the paint. And they're going to try to get it to him with regularity, whether it's in transition or in the half-court offense.
And this place is rocking right now. Education Day, hundreds, if not at least 1,000 elementary school students from around the area are here. And it's great timing as well. Students are on break right now. Fans might not be coming out since it is holiday week, Christmas week. We're going to pack it up with a ton of shrieking students. Make it fun.
Great atmosphere. Really nice opportunity for kids in the area to get a chance to see what running Bulldog basketball is all about. And, hey, you know, from a marketing standpoint, you're creating young fans and future fans for the running Bulldogs.
And you never know, maybe future players for Gardner Webb.
Without question.
Recruiting is starting earlier and earlier nowadays. You see 7th graders getting offered. You might have some 4th graders who are getting looks from Coach Kraft.
I tell you, I don't know if I was ever a student enough coach to offer a 7th grader.
Who's the youngest player you ever offered?
A sophomore, can't remember his name, didn't get him. I try to forget the guys that we don't get.
Sophomore in high school. So, hey, that's normal, though, right? You see that pretty routinely, especially nowadays.
Now it's routine.
For edge in the second half, and they're sitting pretty midway through the half.
Well, what they've done, Gardner Webb, is they've come out and established themselves in the second half with great paint play, with a lot of touches in half-court and transition offense. They've made some big shots. They've come up with some steals, which creates runouts, which is very hard to defend to get some easy buckets. And they've also put a lot of pressure on Bob Jones in the full-court area to create some turnovers.
Bob Jones now trying to return the favor with a bit of a full-court press. Sims splits the pair from the line. He's up to 11 points. That leads Bob Jones. And there is that man again, Kareem Reed. 20 points, 8 rebounds.
Again, the size and athleticism dominating in the paint on second shot opportunities for Gardner Webb.
Reed, the highest-rated recruit in Gardner Webb history, a 4-star prospect from New York City. And what a get he was for Coach Kraft, and what a career he has had and will continue to have.
And what's been most impressive about him, John, is his loyalty to the program and Coach Kraft. In the days of the transfer portal where guys are looking to go where they think the grass is green.
Aldridge knocks down the corner three. Good to see for Quest Aldridge. We've talked about his confidence and the fact that he can be a great shooter. He's now hit a couple threes today.
Yeah, it's great to see that ball go through the hoop, and I'm sure for him this is big.
Sims, tested turnaround, clanks it. Nicholas clears the glass.
Right now, everything tough and contested by the Gardner Webb defense with Bob Jones' offensive players.
Aldridge, spot up, swish.
That's what you want to see right there. See the three, be the three.
Gardner Webb just one made three in that first half. They're starting to fall in bunches here in the second half. 5 of 13 from beyond the arc for the game now. I think you look at this team, one of the questions is where is the perimeter shooting going to come from? And Aldridge can be that guy as Hughley knocks down the layup.
No question about it. He had great numbers last year at Belmont Abbey, and certainly a very capable three-point shot maker. Confidence is about the same act being repeated with good results. This is a game where that can happen.
You mentioned his Belmont Abbey tenure, two-time All-Conference Carolinas selection for the Crusaders. Selden, finger roll above the rim. And Gardner Webb back up by nearly 40.
Right now, everything's coming easy for the running Bulldogs.
And a timeout is taken by Dr. Tony Miller.
It's a good timeout here. You know, things are getting out of hand. I think Bob Jones' players are starting to run and shoot. Opportunity, a big opportunity to make some noise right away on conference play.
You see, for the first 5 games of conference play, no Longwood, no Winthrop. So like you said, a chance to ease into conference play before getting to the big dogs of the Big South.
Gardner Webb coming out a little 2-3 to change up the look. And Bob Jones has to do something different here to score.
Rush off the mark as Robinson jumps ahead. Dufiel plows through traffic. Nice spin in the layup.
And right now, Gardner Webb, half-court offense, just carving up Bob Jones' man-to-man defense.
And Dufiel is the SWAT. He's one of the best shot blockers in the conference. Aldridge has been feeling it. That side can't sink it. He just looks more confident when that ball's leaving his hand and he has to stay on the other end.
But when you're playing well on offense, it really affects your defense. That time you see Aldridge come down and get a key steal and take it end to end.
Caleb Robinson comes to his feet after being fouled. Robinson, another guy who made the jump from Division II to D1 this offseason, coming from Catawba, where he led the South Atlantic Conference in scoring as a freshman and now a sophomore. But just goes to show there is not much of a gap between D2 and D1.
Well, John, there are a lot of good basketball players at the D2 level who can play in certain programs at the next level. It has to be a right fit. I think this is a good fit for him. I think it's a fit that highlights his strengths, and he's coming to a situation where his style of play and his skill set's needed.
Robinson misses both free throws. Now 4 of 8 from the stripe. And after that first miss, Quest Aldridge actually seemed to give him a tip of a little piece of advice on free throws, extending that right arm a bit more. Have to appreciate that from a teammate.
That's been a good teammate, John.
Yep. And Aldridge, a tremendous shooter as we've seen today. But the one thing that Robinson looking to improve on, free throws and jump shooting in general. But he can get to the basket with the best of them. Here's Samaro, who has yet to score. Great ball movement. How about Dufiel from distance? Ludovic Dufiel.
And one of the things that Coach Kraft talked about before the game was playing the right way when you're up big. This Gardner Webb team is sharing the basketball, which is leading to very easy looks from the perimeter or on inside touches.
Under 8 medians big over Bob Jones University. The Bruins, a school founded in 1927 in Florida by Bob Jones. He was a Christian evangelist. It's an evangelical Christian school in Greenville, South Carolina. Just over 3,000 students attend Bob Jones, and moved to Greenville, South Carolina in 1947. The famed Billy Graham is an alumnus of the school as well. And they're in transition mode right now from NCCAA to the NCAA Division III, which is a pretty big jump for them.
No question about it. I think they'll be a very good team in Division III level.
Williams open from the corner. and not connect.
Nice little set coming out of a timeout by Coach Crabb to get Deion Williams going there. Had a good look at the basket, couldn't get it to go down.
Hughley, his jumper falls off. The shot's just not falling for Bob Jones this half. 2 of 19 from the fields. Now Selden gets inside.
Nice job and opportunity for Anthony Selden to work on his dribble drive action. And again, a big-time finisher at the rim. You know, Coach Crabb right now is using these last 7 minutes to get his bench players in and more playing time and confidence.
Well, a couple of guys who we have not seen today for Gardner Webb. We'll see if we get more changes. 3 in the way for Samaro. And that is just his second made field goal of the game.
I think Samaro has shown great patience and has really improved as a player from last year to this year at this point.
Yeah, last season, more of a reserve guy. Just averaged 3.6 points per game. This year, averaging almost 11 points per outing. Here is Dufiol.
Great line drives created by dribble drive action off of their dribble drive offense. The Gardner Webb Bulldogs are putting the pedal to the metal right now.
And they've kept it. Now that full speed ahead. Brunson can't get it to go. On the follow, Williams fouls Hughley. The second-year starter, Steph Hughley.
But you know, John, you can always tell a good player. They're always around the basketball. Hughley has been involved in just about every play, 50-50 play this afternoon.
Hughley just 6'4", but he plays a lot bigger than he is. Reminds me a lot of a guy that you may remember played at Penn State about a decade or so ago, Jamel Cornley. He was about 6'4", 6'5". He was very physical, very much like Hughley.
That he is. He's a four-man Conley. No question about it. Good analogy right there, John.
Second free throw goes as well. A couple changes for Gardner Webb. Adimade Badmus comes on, and for the first time today and just the second time this season, Brendan Micalcio, the native of New City, New York, who attended Don Bosco Prep in Ramsey, New Jersey, before attending a year at the famed Patrick School, also in New Jersey, enters for the second time this year.
Don Bosco Prep, very, very prominent program, high school program in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, most recently producing Ron Harper Jr., who started Rutgers, now in the Toronto Raptors.
There's a guy by the name of Trey Bowers who attended Boston College who broke my heart. And I recruited him from Penn State and he went to play for Gary Williams at BC.
Brunson gets it to go, but you look at Micalcio, quite the pedigree between Don Bosco and then, of course, the Patrick School. They've produced Kyrie Irving, Al Harrington, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Samuel Dalembert, and a lot more than that. 2
basketball hotbeds right there. And not to mention St. Anthony,
yep. Jersey City. Unfortunately, St. Anthony's a couple of years ago shut down, but that's one of the great programs in college basketball history. And the Hurley family, the impact they've had on not just high school basketball, but of course now at the college level as well.
The famed Bob Hurley.
Yep.
Coaching runs in the family. He has 2 sons in a Power 5 situations right now at Connecticut, and Dan Hurley and Bobby Hurley at Arizona State.
What a job they've both done. At UConn, they've looked like one of the best teams in America right now.
UConn is awfully good. I think they're going to be hard to beat come tournament time.
Samaro straight away hits it. 101 points for Gardner Webb.
Sorry, John. Samaro gets his feet set. He is a really good shooter from behind the arc.
Johnson can't stick it. You look at Gardner Webb's roster top to bottom. They have a bunch of guys from some very good programs, particularly in the Northeast. Putnam Science, a bunch of guys, Putnam Science Pipeline. And then, of course, the Patrick School, Don Bosco. But these guys are winners from their high school days.
Well, there's no question about what you get for the most part on a consistent basis when you're out to guard.
20 points for Reed, has 8 rebounds, has been dominant both sides of the basketball, also has a couple of blocks in just 19 minutes of action. Our player game presented by Sunbelt Rentals. Another change for Gardner Webb. John Regalia getting into the action. Former development team member at Gardner Webb, and he will head to the free throw line.
Again, Coach Kraft, great opportunity for him to get guys into the game who normally don't have a chance to play.
Foul, number 24, Dylan Harris.
So 2 free throws for Regalia, the Wilmington, North Carolina native. This is his first appearance of the season. After making 4 appearances last year, spent a season at Howard before transferring to Gardner Webb. He was a standout on the Gardner Webb development team before moving to varsity last year. There's Dylan Harris. First action for Andrew Aarons as it's cuffed up. Nice bounce pass. Regalia fakes the feed, lays it up. John Regalia up to 3 points. And it's given a right back, an errant feed by Connor Barfield. So Bob Jones, more of the same. They're getting a lot of guys in who haven't seen much time this season.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's good to see. You want everybody to have an opportunity to experience this atmosphere, to experience the level of athleticism that they're playing against. And you know what? It builds confidence with those guys as well.
Barfield in his college debut. Davis McCard also in his college debut. And the rim rocker, Brendan Micalcio.
But that is a big-time dunk that I'm sure the entire team will be talking about in the locker room for days to come.
Aarons cannot hit, but we have seen quite the display of athleticism from Gardner Webb. That has to be, what, 5 or 6 dunks at this point?
Without question.
Micalcio rings down to the triple. Badmus has the follow-up. Put another one to the board. These rims are taking a beating.
They're probably going to have to change him out after this game.
And Micalcio is the steal. He wants more. He is fouled. And Micalcio will head to the line to shoot 2. Double bonus on the way for Gardner Webb.
Well, that was a good foul there by Bob Jones. I'm sure they didn't want him to get another dunk.
So a couple of free throws coming for Micalcio. Talked about him before. Played at Don Bosco Prep and then a year at the Patrick School. Don Bosco, a tremendous program. As you said, has produced some top-notch players. And most recently, Ron Harper Jr. Look out for Dylan Harper, his younger brother. Is a 5-star recruit. I believe class of 2024. I played AAU basketball with Ron Harper actually back in the day.
Oh, you were in good company.
Now he was 3 years up though. He was playing 3 years above his age group. I will say I was the leading scorer on that team. One of the highlights of my basketball career.
Well, that was a good sign that he was going to be one of those next level guys.
No doubt about it. The son of Ron Harper Sr., 6-time NBA champion. Deep 3 ball does not go for McCard.
Well, I tell you, John, I'm excited about this Gardner Webb team. I think they've got a great deal of potential. I think that their ceiling is really high. I'm looking forward to watching them in conference play.
We'll learn a lot through those first 5 games, but pick 4th in the preseason poll. I don't think anybody would be surprised to see them either win the conference or the regular season to make a deep run in the conference tournament in March.
I agree with you.
Another turnover into the hands of Regalia. Gardner Webb, they scored 120 against Carolina University earlier this season. That was a season high in the most since 2015 as Regalia again dashes to the basket. 66 points this half for Gardner Webb after putting up just 49 of the, I say just 49 of the first half, but relatively speaking.
It's been an explosive second half without a doubt.
Foul on John Regalia, so 2 free throws coming for Trevor Brunson. Pardon me, 1 and 1.
Hey, are there free hot dogs if they get 120 today?
I don't know. I hope so. I'm hungry. I don't know about you. I could use a hot dog right
I'll
now.
tell you what, this could be one of those days where I make a quick stop at the cookout.
Ah, you know what? I might have to join you. Cookout milkshakes, the absolute best.
They are good. They're good. But I'll tell you what, it's hard to beat the holiday season peppermint milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I've never had Chick-fil-A milkshakes before.
You got to try that one. Hey, they don't last long. They take them away right after Christmas. Better get them now.
I'm a Cookout chocolate and banana berry. That is my combo. That's it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Valderneve. That's something that, me being from New Jersey, I was not familiar with Cookout until I moved down here. Yeah. I introduced my dad to it as well. It was his first time ever having a milkshake in his life, and he's obsessed.
And you know, when you're a Jersey guy, I grew up part of my life in New Jersey. You know, you a White Castle guy. You know, White Castle burgers. You know, Cookout.
The small ones, right? They're like sliders.
Small. They're like what they call the mini burgers right now, or the there's a name for it I can't think of. But they're like sliders.
Yep.
Before sliders.
Like a junior Whopper.
Yes.
Something like that. Yep.
Even smaller.
Well, Gardner Webb might come up just short of 120. As Connor Barfield dribbles out, he attended Colonial Christian High School in Indiana, a great basketball state. Is the true hoop state North Carolina or Indiana?
I think it's very close.
Yep.
I would have to say Indiana, then Carolina.
Okay, there you have it. Controversial. You might be getting some angry letters after hearing that.
Probably so, but you know, that's kind of the risk you take when you're in this business.
Yep. Well, Gardner Webb, a comfortable victory. Bob Jones, have to give them a lot of credit for hanging with the Running Bulldog through the first half, but a 50-point edge in the final 20 minutes. And the Running Bulldogs head into conference play on a high note. Winners of 3 in a row. Education Day electric here, Jerry.